Even with the best intentions in mind, it's often hard for us to determine what is paraphrased versus what is plagiarized. It's far too easy when we're writing a paper, a research paper in particular, to leave out the author, to write down words that they may have said, but not give them correct attribution, and that's not fair to them. We need to make sure that we're doing our best to not do that. So, let's take a look at a few examples to see, are they paraphrased or plagiarized? We'll do this specifically by looking at a classic tale that we're all familiar with, that is Dr. Seuss's Green Eggs and Ham. Using that quote as a starting point, let's take a look to see again, is it paraphrased or plagiarized? Let's read the following quote. Many people do not like green eggs and ham, period. Looking at that phrase alone, is this paraphrased or plagiarized? As it is written, yes, it is plagiarism. The phrase, do not like green eggs and ham, was taken directly from someone else's work, word for word, and wasn't cited. This is plagiarism. Let's try another. Again, many people do not like green eggs and ham. Exactly the same sentence, but notice what is added, and does that make it a paraphrase or plagiarism? Yes, once again, this is plagiarism still. The phrase, do not like green eggs and ham, is in quotes, which is great, a great addition, which is showing, in fact, it is someone else's work. So if we're going to use quotes, we better make sure we list them as a reference in a citation. It's not there, so it's plagiarism. Let's keep on adding on to this to see if we can finally get it right. Many people do not like green eggs and ham, in parentheses, Seuss 12. Is this paraphrased or plagiarized? Yeah, we're still not quite there. Even though we did include the citation and reference at the end, it's present. The phrase, do not like green eggs and ham, is still taken word for word from someone else's work. The lack of quotes tells the audience that these are your words, even though really, they're not. Next example. Many people do not like green eggs and ham, Seuss 12. Is this plagiarism? No, it's not plagiarized. It is paraphrased, in a sense. The only words that are really your own are many people. Do not like green eggs and ham is in quotes, it's word for word from Dr. Seuss. It's cited correctly, but it's not really fully paraphrased. Not plagiarism, but let's see what else we can do. Alright, here's another example. Many people dislike green eggs and ham, Seuss 12. Is that paraphrased or plagiarized? Okay, wait a second, plagiarized? But we did change some words, and we did put the correct citation, but no, it is still plagiarism. It's not adequate paraphrasing. The sentence structure is still way too similar to the original quotation, and you can't put this one in quotes because it's not the exact words of Dr. Seuss. Okay, maybe this one is paraphrased. Let's see. Many people have a strong distaste for forest-colored fowl embryos and cured domestic pig products, Seuss 12. Yeah, still not so much. It is plagiarized. This is still not adequate paraphrasing. You're going to notice that the sentence structure is very similar, but all we're noticing here is synonyms being put in for every other word. It's still not the exact quote of Dr. Seuss. Let's look at this. To have a strong distaste is exactly the same as do not like. Forest colored is the same thing as green, and fowl embryos is exactly the same as saying eggs. Not to mention, cured domesticated pig products is really just ham. Here's another try. Paraphrased or plagiarized? When something is unfamiliar to us, we tend not to judge it fairly. Seuss 12. And that's it. What do you think? Oh wow, really? Yeah, it is paraphrased. Not very similar to the original quote, but that's what we're going for. We don't want to see something exactly the same way Dr. Seuss worded it, because then it's not a paraphrase. If we're going to do that, we might as well cite it. But on the other hand, we want to keep it simple. We want to show what his message is, something that's clear and easily understood, just like this. So let's try this. We know we don't want to plagiarize. We want to give attribution to where it's due and give credit to where it's due. But at the same time, we want to make it our own. We want to make sure our research sounds valid, but at the same time, interesting. So here's my tip for you. Use variety and cite it right. Don't be afraid to mix in paraphrasing and direct quotes. That variety is going to help add style to your paper and make it a worthwhile read.